Hello, my name is Robert Dean Steele, and this is Real Dads. Now, if you're a dad and you're coming into a blended family situation, this advice that I'm going to share with you today could be absolutely essential. You might even say providential. Now, it is absolutely important to remember to build a successful blended family situation. It is necessary that all members of the family have one-on-one interaction. And that means talking and spending time together. Now, maybe you are an absentee dad, and that's one of the reasons why your relationship fell apart. Don't let that happen a second time. You need to be involved in your children's activity, especially if it's a blended family. And you need to be there. They need to see a consistency in their dad. They're looking for someone to be that role model, that mentor, that director of life, that one who brings consistency, transparency, and stability into the family situation. To do this, it means that each member of the family spend time together developing relationships. That means going in and having conversation. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. Kids can be guarded. They've been hurt. They've seen what has happened. Their world has been ripped apart, and now they're being put together in a family situation. They may be very excited about it, or they may be resistant to it. What you need to do is not push yourself on them, but just take time. Remember, it takes time to build a strong family unit. Now, that happens whether it is a nuclear family or a blended family situation. You need to understand that you need to develop relationships with them. Now, children, by and large, want to have relationships with those that they are involved in. But there may be some guarded reservation because, obviously, one parent has abandoned them, or they viewed that way. You may say to yourself, well, we had a very amiable divorce. We had a very amiable breakup. Yeah, but the problem is you still had a breakup. And so now you're trying to put something back together. It's kind of a Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall situation. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. And here you are, you're trying to put this family together again. You're going to need all of God's help and also the resources that He has to make it work. But you know, these connections are not impossible. In fact, remember, all things are possible with God. God may be giving you a second chance. And if that be the case, then these connections can be fostered through recreational activities. I mean, just doing some things together recreationally can be such a powerful, positive experience. Going for a picnic together, maybe going skiing together, maybe skating. In the summertime, going boating, canoeing, walking down the beach. All of these things can be wonderful moments and opportunities to build relationships with each other. The small things are actually the best things to be able to build relationships. Maybe just reading a younger child a book every night and saying, can I read you this book? And they'll say, sure. At first, they might be resistant, a little hesitant, but just continue pushing yourself into the situation. You say, well, I don't want to push myself into. You know what? Through normal activities, you'll be surprised how walls can be broken down. Meals together. We talked last time together about the fact of an established mealtime where everyone talks together. Children love mealtime. And it can be such a wonderful conversation time where they talk about their expectations, their dreams, they talk about little things, and there comes a normality. And the interesting thing about that is if you are a parent that is interested in what they have to say, well, they'll be more than willing to share it. How about those day-to-day interactions that provide opportunities for family members to communicate and develop a shared interest? Maybe just talking to the child and saying, and looking around and seeing opportunities. Maybe they're a hockey person, and so you become the hockey parent. Instead of the other one, you become the hockey parent. You take them to hockey. You take them to the sports activity. And then drive home afterwards and say, hey, would you like to go and have, whatever it is? Make it special in that respect. And you know what? You're building relationships. You say, well, I'm trying to buy them off. Listen, treats are a wonderful way of rewarding and also as well building relationships. I'm a grandfather, and I take my grandkids to McDonald's or different places, and it's not just, I'm buying them food. No, I'm spending time with them. Now, of course, I have a relationship with them, but what you are doing as a dad, as a mom in a blended family relationship, is you are breaking down walls. And so by having developed shared interests can be a wonderful way to do that. Developing communication, developing love, developing stability, transparency, accountability, and all these things can be built through relationships. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes prayer. But it can happen. And you can have a successful family. But you got to be committed to it. My name is Robert Dean Steele. This is Real Dads. You have yourself a great and godly day.